Hi there. So we're up to our new prompt reveal. You would have watched Rachel's video first, so you will know that the prompt for this month is either snowman or like a woodland. I'm going to do a little bit of a combination of both. And the feature theme for this month is to make a pocket. So I'm going to do my pocket on the block this month. Today I'm going to just show you some of the basics of my layout and cut a few things out and show you how things are going to work. I'm not going to do too much embroidery today because I just want to work on my layout first. And then what I'm going to do next week is I'll bring it all together. But I'm going to show you my overall plan. So I've just got a piece of cheap cotton for the background, and I've got this lovely, it's a very pale blue linen, which I got from Lisa Mattock. Thank you, Lisa. And I'm popping that in the background. Doesn't matter that it doesn't come all the way down because my pocket's going to cover it. And then this is a piece of shibori dye that I've done. It was an old piece of cloth with a hole in it, which I like. So I've cut it down, just had to hand cut this one because it doesn't tear. And then I've just folded over the edge, which will be stitched down. And then this is going to go along the bottom to make a long pocket. So in terms of the theme, I'm going to just show you a quick sketch of what I am thinking. So let me see if I'm on camera. Hopefully you can see this. So this is going to be my pale blue background with my, I was originally thinking stripe, but I'm going to go for shibori. I'm going to embroider some little houses, maybe a church along the bottom, but they're going to just be embroidered in just some like white thread or cream thread. There's no color, no fabric. I'm just going to embroider the outline. I want to do some little mushrooms here and there, either with some red felt or some red felted wool, whichever. Mum gave me a stack of felted wool, so I might start using that. Then coming out from my pocket is going to be a bunch of trees, either kind of trees like this or embroidered. I think I'm going to cut out leaves with some felted wool because Mum did give me some lovely wools. And then some kind of little garland across the top with some little baubles hanging off. So it's a little bit woodlandy with all my trees and my mushrooms. I was thinking of doing a little hedgehog embroidery. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how I go with that. I might even do my little hedgehog that's going to go in the pocket. And then my snowman, this is just a little sketch of a snowman. I want him to have mittens and a scarf and a beanie, and I'm going to put a little pom-pom on the top. I'm thinking of making my snowman and having him like a little feature that you can pull out of the pocket. And then maybe I'll put my hedgehog. I might put a few little things in my pocket. We'll see. But that's my plan. I'm certainly not going to get all of this done tonight. But what I thought I might do is maybe I'll start working on my snowman. So this is just to give you the idea, so you'll see what I'm coming up with for next week. So I'm going to stitch down my little fold with just a running stitch in red, so you'll see that. But I thought maybe today I'd just work a little bit on my snowman. So I'm going to get my supplies together and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I've pulled together some stuff and I've done a little bit of cutting. I'll just show you what I've done. So let's take this all off. It's going to be my snowman. So I need to stitch it down to something. I'm just using a plain piece of calico. And then I cut the snowman shape out of, this is actually just some white felt. I just sketched the shape that I wanted and then I cut it out. Just to give you a tip, using felt and felted wool, you can actually iron freezer paper onto felt pieces. Draw your shape on the freezer paper and then cut out your shape and then peel off your freezer paper. That's particularly good if you're cutting out really small pieces because you get a really clean line. Okay, so that's just a tip. I learnt that I think from Sue Spargo because she does a lot of work in felted wool, but it also works on felt. It doesn't stick too hard and it's easy to pull off. Just remember Actually, you don't even have to worry about flipping your design, because if you cut it one way and you want it the other way, you just flip it over and there'll be no lines on it. So that's my little snowman body. And then I'll just show you, Mum gave me a whole container. I'll zoom out, hang on, of felted wool. So I've used this kind of orangey, rusty kind of colour, the pinky red, check. So she's given me lots of lovely textures and colours. This is really hard to find. I don't even know where you buy this other than buying it online. Now I do have some. I have a lot of bright colours. And I used to get it from a store called Hatched and Patched, which would be at the quilt shows. That was based in Bathurst, but I know she's closed her store. But I think you can still get it from her, probably from her website. So these are all the lovely wools that Mum gave me. So I'm using some of these. Okay, so zoom back in so you can see. Sorry, just making sure I'm focused. Bumping the camera. Okay, so there's my little snowman body. And then I just cut out, and all of this is just freehand cut out. I didn't use the freezer paper method. So I cut out a little hat, and this is going to be the little trim on his hat. I'll position it when I stitch it. That's going to be the pom-pom. And then I made him a little scarf. So with the wool, oops, I have just roughly trimmed it. So you've got a little frayed edge there. You can see there's a few bits coming off, roughly trimmed. And his little scarf piece will be there, and I want it like hanging off. And then this is going to be the little piece that's going to cover the top of it. So it's like a little tied scarf. And then he's got his rusty orange nose, which I might even stick off the edge there. So my idea is he'll have two little eyes, and depending on where I position my scarf, you might be able to see a couple of his little buttons. I was going to do some hands. Not sure that I'm going to fit them with mittens. I don't think the mittens are going to fit. So I'll stitch down the body to begin with, and I just want to stitch it in just a thin cotton. So I'm going to get white. So I just need to find, where's my needle case? Oh, I'm sorry, didn't mean to bump you. Okay, I want a needle that's not too thick. Like these are actually really thin. If I can thread them, they'd be good. Let's see how we go. Yes, got it. Nice thin needle. Okay, so what I will end up doing is cutting the fabric around, but it's giving me something to stitch down all my pieces onto, otherwise it'd be too fiddly if I was just stitching straight onto my little snowman. So simple. Make sure I'm on camera because it is zoomed in a long way. Just a little overcast stitch. So up through the felt, back down through the fabric. I'll be doing that the whole way around, just little stitches to capture the edge. Okay, so I'm going to give the video a pause while I stitch down my snowman. Alright, so I've mostly stitched down my little snowman. You can see a couple of stitches obviously there. And what I've done is I've stitched this so that the little scarf can sort of flap around, so I will be able to stitch my buttons and maybe my arms. So let's go on to the nose. I've got an old orangey kind of thread which will go well. Okay, position my nose. Okay, now my little tip of my nose is going to hang over the edge. I'm not going to stitch that down because when I fold, I'm going to put a backing on it, I'm actually going to fold that right in. Okay, so just little overcast stitches again. I actually did little snips around my circle to give it a bit of fluffiness, like a pom-pom, and just stitched across. I did it 3 times over in the middle. And same with the ends of the scarves, I've done little snips to try and give it fluffiness as well. Okay, that will do because I've stitched to the edge of the white felt underneath. Okay, so just finish it off on the back. Going through a little bit of fabric and under the thread a few times. Okay, so now I thought I'd show you really simple, just my French knots, which are going to be for the eyes and also the buttons. Just need to get myself a bigger needle because I won't be able to thread. This is a milliner's needle, a long one. It's got a bigger eye, straight, so it's going to be easy for the wrap threads. And I'm going to do my buttons and eyes in a chocolatey brown. Not 6 strands, that'll be too thick. I think I'm going to go with 3. So splitting it, my threads in half in the middle, using the blunt end of the needle so I don't jab myself. Okay, there's 3. Sorry, I'm just off camera for a sec. Just while I thread my needle up. Sorry, just got a little bit of a knot. Just one of the threads. Okay, there we go. All right, sorry, that took a while. Okay, so let's just do the little eyes. I'm going to have 2 eyes. One's just going to be here. So coming up through the fabric, going to wrap it a couple of times and then down just next to where I came up. I don't want to go, hang on, I'll do that again, position my eye better. I'm going to do 3 wraps to make it a little bit thicker. Just next to where I came up so that I don't pull my knot all the way through. I find holding down this side until you release it helps to stop the tangles. I think I'm going to leave my snowman without a mouth. I just think it's cute enough without it. Going down just next to where I came up. And it's easy to pull through with the milliner's needles. Though just be aware milliner's needles do have small eyes, but this wasn't hard to thread. I threaded it first go. Do I want to do a smile? I'll see. I'll do his buttons first, and then I'll see if I want to do a smile. Okay. So 3 buttons will work out well. Just eyeballing it, get it in the middle. Do the same as the eye, wrap 2, 3 times. And back down. Sorry, hopefully I wasn't too off screen. It's hard, I have zoomed in a long way. I remember when Rach was first doing videos and she was off screen, you know, it's hard to stay on. And everyone was complaining about her being off screen or about not being able to hear her. It's funny, the people that complain the most are the ones that you go to their channels and they have no videos. So they don't actually realise that it is actually challenging. I mean, we're not professionals. Rach is pretty good at it now. Obviously, she's got experience, probably a lot better than I am, but it's not as easy as it looks to make good videos. Although, who knows if mine are good? Mine are probably pretty bad. Anyway, my 3 buttons are done. Okay, there they are. And I'm kind of, do I want to smile? I think I might do a little running stitch smile, and if I don't like it, I can always take it out. You could draw it on with your friction pen, which can come off in the heat. I'm just eyeballing it. Hopefully it works out okay. I think that's pretty cute, just 3 stitches. Gives him a nice little smile. Now I feel like I want to do his little mittens. So maybe I'll do his mittens in the green felted wool, and I'll do his little stick arms as well. I'm not going to have the stick arms going off to the side, I'm just going to have them coming down here. So I'm going to do the sticks first. It's just going to be a back stitch in the same brown thread. Thin little sticks. I think I just come from part way down. Again, could probably be better to draw your little lines with your friction pen if you've got one, or a erasable marker kind of pen. mine's a little bit of a bendy stick. I think I might just do stick hands rather than mittens. The mittens might get a bit bulky. Okay, so just 3 little twiggy fingers. Okay, there's one little hand, that's so cute. Now we'll do another one on this side. Oops, bit of a tangle. Twiggy fingers. Okay, hopefully you can see what I'm doing, just a back stitch. And I need to get it all the way up to about there. Okay, a little bit bent there too. Oh well, you can't see, it's behind the scarf. Okay. So the last thing I'm thinking is that I'm going to put a piece of fabric on the back, and I'll just show you. I probably won't do it tonight because I need to go to bed, but this fabric, something like this, for example, I might have on the back. And what I'll do is I'm going to snip this fabric and just fold it down so he's actually snipped with the red on the back in the shape of the snowman. So I'll probably do that off camera and I'll show you what it looks like next week. So just to remind you of how this is going to work, this is going to be my pocket. I'm going to have some little houses stitched along here. Stitch that down, the fold of the pocket over with a running stitch. My little snowman is going to sit in my pocket, and I'm thinking of some trees, maybe some garland at the top. So that's the start of my project for this prompt. I hope you liked watching what I did, and I will see you again next week. Oh, sorry, one more thing I just want to show you. I have finished my tag. So you saw me do the front, and then on the back I just did a little stitching. I haven't ironed it yet, but the pen will come away when I iron it. And just a cute little quote from The Elf, which is one of our favourite Christmas movies. Okay, so hope you enjoyed watching this week, and I'll see you again next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.